Hello and welcome back to our shared sanctuary, our virtual space providing support for your healing and self-love journey. My name is Edith and I am honored to guide you through today's practice, gentle yoga for finding safety in your body. This practice is designed to activate the parasympathetic nervous system and to ground us in a sense of safety and stability within our bodies and our minds. This is a great practice if you just need to quickly relax and find your center, or this practice can be used recovering from a panic attack or in moments of dysregulation. This will be a slow, floor-based practice, and though no props are necessary, feel free to bring along a blanket or a towel or anything else that can improve your comfort. Thank you so much for being here. Wear something comfy, meet me on the mat, and we'll begin. Welcome to our practice. We'll begin today in a seated meditation, and we'll keep our eyes open so that we can mindfully observe our surroundings and environment. When you're ready, go ahead and take in a deep breath, filling up the belly, and exhaling out to let go. And maybe take a moment to glance around you, identifying any objects or things that remind you that you are safe here in this environment and here in this moment. Using our senses to ground us, building our awareness for what we see and hear, and perhaps even feel. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. Trusting that you are safe and supported in this present moment. When you're ready, open up the eyes and we'll come into our first pose. Meet me in tabletop position as we set up for child's pose, balasana. Open up the knees about as wide as the mat. Bring the big toes together behind you and push the hips back towards the heels, walking the hands forward to melt the heart down towards the earth. Take in a big breath and exhale out with a sigh, maybe softening a little closer towards your mat. As you breathe and rest here in this nourishing pose, I invite you to allow your exhales to be just a little longer than your inhales. Always coming back to the sensations in your body and the journey of your breathing. We'll rest here. Take a final deep breath in your child's pose. And when you feel ready, push the palms into the floor to gently lift the head and the chest, walking the hands back towards the body. Bring the knees together and we'll shift forward through tabletop, only for a moment as we lower all the way down to the belly. Sliding the forearms forward, elbows under shoulders for Sphinx pose. Forearms parallel. Invite the heart to open up towards the front of the mat as you lengthen the neck, shoulders down. Breathe deeply here to let a little light into your heart space. On an exhale, roll the heart back down to the mat. And we'll cross the forearms. Left palm stacks on top of the right so that we can rest the forehead down as we set up for half frog pose. When you're ready, hike up that right knee, finding about a 90-degree angle. And encouraging the hip to let go of any holding or clenching here. As you soften your belly into the floor, resting your head down, and fully surrendering to this invitation to turn inward and rest and trust in safety. Taking your final breath, we'll slowly straighten the right leg behind us to release, and lifting the head and chest, we'll extend the right arm either straight out to our side or in a 90-degree angle cactus shape. From here, planting your left palm under your left shoulder and bending your left knee, push the floor away and send the left foot somewhere behind the body, coming into our shoulder roll. Feel free to drop the left knee so that it's not pointing up towards the ceiling, if that feels better. And breathe deeply as you open up through the front of the right shoulder and the right side of the chest. On an exhale, gently roll back onto the belly and just go ahead and send both arms to rest down by your side, palms facing up. You can switch the direction that the head is facing and take a deep breath to reset here. Slowly lifting the head and chest, we'll prepare for half frog on the other side. So bring the forearms to the top of the mat, this time stacking right hand on top of left. Hiking up the left knee, finding that about 90-degree angle, and then encouraging the hip to release any clenching or holding here as you soften into the floor. And once again, find your breath. On an exhale, carefully straighten the left leg, and we'll set up for our shoulder roll on the left side. So this time, the left arm stretches either straight out towards the side, or again, you can find that 90-degree cactus shape with the arm. Resting on the left ear, plant the right palm under the right shoulder and bend your right knee. When you're ready, push the floor away and land the right foot somewhere behind you. Remember, you can allow that knee to drop as you begin to breathe deeply into the front of the shoulder and the left side of the chest. Gently release to roll back onto the belly, and then send both arms to rest down by your side, palms facing up. A moment to reset. On your next inhale, we'll slowly begin to lift the head and the chest as we slide the forearms forward for Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders as we invite the heart to open up. Shoulders down, breathing deeply into the lower back, into the belly, into your beautiful heart. Your heart rolls down on an exhale and push yourself up to tabletop position. Knees under hips and wrists under shoulders. We'll flow through the spine a few times, beginning with cow pose, dropping the belly down and opening up your heart here, breathing in. Breathe out to reverse, arching the spine for cat pose, letting the head hang. Go ahead and take a few rounds back and forth, finding your own flow and taking your time. In your own time, we'll meet back at tabletop position, and we'll take one more round of flowing movements, this time with the hips. Breathing in, drawing the hips towards the right side of the mat and then forward. Breathing out, hips move to the left and back. Drawing a few circles in each direction, whether small or large. Feel free to close the eyes and explore the sensation here, allowing ourselves to create warmth, flow of energy, and a feeling of safety in the hips and lower body. We'll slow down and arrive in a seated position. From here, we'll extend the legs in front of us, preparing for a seated forward fold. You can always add a bend to the knees if the hamstrings feel a little tight. When you're ready, we'll breathe in to lengthen, breathe out to melt over and fold. Allowing the invitation of this fold to take us inward, to nurture us, to remind us of the safety and sanctuary within our hearts and within moments of quiet just like this. Breathe deep and rest. Taking a final deep breath, we'll begin to roll up through the spine using the hands for support. Take a moment as you become upright, maybe taking a deep breath or rolling the shoulders back, checking in with yourself. And we'll begin to gently transition into butterfly pose, bringing the soles of feet together, opening the knees. Decide how close or far you'd like the heels towards the body. And when you're ready, on an exhale, we once again melt forward, softening into our fold, giving ourselves permission to completely surrender and to rest fully. Each exhale taking us deeper and deeper into this state of ease. One last breath, and then we can roll up through the spine, taking our time, stretching the legs out in front of us, maybe giving them a little shake to release. And I invite you now to move towards a wall, as our last pose in this practice will be legs up the wall. If you don't have a wall available, that's okay. You can do this without one. You'll just keep your legs up for a much shorter time. So for my friends with a wall, scooting up about 12 to 6 inches from the base of the wall and putting one leg up at a time, maybe inviting the knees to bend ever so gently and letting the feet turn out. We'll rest just like this, soaking up the benefits of the pose and allowing our circulation to reverse. Feel free to close your eyes and fully let go. For those of you without a wall, you can simply float your legs into the sky with the knees generously bent, and whenever it feels like enough for you, you can bring them back to the mat. Taking our last breath, we'll release the pose, bringing the legs down to the floor one at a time. And from here, we will all come together for our final resting pose. Before we get there, maybe squeezing the knees to the chest, giving yourself a little hug, a little rock side to side. And then choosing your final resting position, whatever feels best for your body today. Maybe that's extending both legs out long in front of you and resting the arms by your side, or keeping the knees bent. Feel supported in honoring your body with any position that might serve you. As you close your eyes, breathe deeply and rest fully for these final moments we'll share together. beginning to gently reawaken. We can wiggle the fingers and toes, maybe stretch the arms above the head, or move the body in any way that feels good. When you're ready, we can roll onto our sides and eventually meet in a seated position. I invite you to bring your hands to rest over your heart space, taking in the warmth offered from your own palms, offered from your own heart, as you breathe in your self-compassion, your connection to inner safety and trust with your body. I honor you and thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel so we can continue to grow this community. Until next time, take care.